It's been an endless parade of aces going up against the Giants over the last month. And it continues tonight with White Sox ace Chris Sale. The lefty will go after his second win of the season against the Giants. And to counter, the Orange and Black have Ryan Vogelsong on the mound. Over his last two starts, Vogelsong has earned 2 wins and is performing at an all-star level. Giants, White Sox, next.
The Giants are back home at AT&T Park as we get ready for more interleague action. And tonight, it's game 1 of a short 2-game series, White Sox and Giants. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, a 4-6 road trip. Giants would have liked it to be a little bit better than that. But they know now that they have to play good baseball at home the rest of the way. And tonight they're handing the ball to a guy that's pitching really well, and that's Ryan Vogelsong.
Well, Vogelsong 2 wins on this last road trip, and you talked about the 4-6. Well, I mean, when you're 4-6 the team, you've lost 4 in a row. You want to see a team that's struggling as well. Well, they got their wish. Tonight they face the White Sox, who are 3-7 in their last 10. However, it does figure to be all about pitching because the White Sox, when they have the guy on the hill tonight, and that is Chris Sale, who's 10-2 with a 2.18 ERA. When he's pitching, they're a very good team. So we know that Vogelsong has to pitch beautifully, and thankfully he's in a good flow right now, so it should be all about pitching.
You know, we always talk about the offense and how, you know, the bottom of the order needs to come through. Well, I think we agree on one thing. Sort of the big fellas at the top of the order.
Well, this is the time of year you look to your leaders. You look to the guys at the top of the lineup. They're the guys that have to be the igniters. And I think for the most part, the Giants have been waiting for one guy to get hot. The heck with that. They need 5 or 6 guys to get hot. It's that time. They've had a slump for a long time here in this ballpark. They need to kick it in gear, and they need to do it offensively.
All right, should be a good ball game here at AT&T Park. Chris Sale against Ryan Vogelsong. When we come back, the Giants will remember one of the all-time greats. He passed away yesterday, and that's Robin Williams. Right after this.
They kick off a 2-game interleague series against the Chicago White Sox. Welcome back to the broadcast. I'm Amy Gutierrez. And before we get to baseball tonight, we want to recognize it's a very sad day as we have lost a talented and acclaimed actor of our time, Robin Williams, gone at age 63. Tonight, the Giants paid tribute to the memories he made on screen as they take a look back at one of his best movies, Mrs. Doubtfire.
Okay, follow Drency.
Yes,
Oh, look, dude.
I do. I do voices.
What do you mean you do voices?
Well, I do voices.
Yes!
We've come to this planet looking for intelligent life. Oops, we made a mistake.
We're happy to be in America. Don't ask for a green card.
I want you in the worst way.
Well, it's certainly a rough meeting, and it's not going very well for me, I'll tell you that. Hey, boss, give it a chance. She's going to loosen up any moment. Look at me right now, Moneypenny. I want to undo that bow and get to know you.
I'm crazy to make a deal with you. Nancy and I are still looking for the other half of my head. Idiot! You're doing it! I'm sitting on a gold mine!
Don't make me smack you, sweetheart. I'll do it.
Figaro.
I do a great impression of a hot dog.
Mr. Hillard, do you consider yourself humorous?
I used to. There was a time when I found myself funny. But today, you have proven me wrong. Thank you.
Fans, as we all continue to mourn the loss of Robin Williams, we'd like to take a moment to pay tribute to a performer who was truly one of a kind. Robin was a brilliant artist, a devoted husband and father, and a loyal Giants fan. More importantly, he had a heart of gold and brought joy to the world through his creativity, humor, his talent, and his love for our community. Robin was a dedicated member of the Giants family. Over the past 4 decades, he attended many Giants games, cheering right alongside you at Candlestick Park and here at AT&T Park. We lost one of our greatest fans yesterday, and he will be deeply missed by all of us. Our thoughts and our prayers are with Robin's family and the entire community during this difficult time. And now would you please rise and remove your caps as we observe a moment of silence in his memory. Thank you, everyone, and please remain standing.
One thing's for sure, his work will live on forever. A comic genius. Robin Williams, you will be very missed.
Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Right now at Jack in the Box, try Jack's Spicy Chicken Club Combo for just $4.99 plus tax. And by Toyota, #1 in MPG, durability, and resale value. Toyota, let's go places.
Back home in beautiful San Francisco as we get ready for Giants baseball. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is now open daily. 62 degrees here at the Yard. You see light winds, humidity at 79%, and it is overcast. All right, let's take a quick look at the lineup that Vogelsong will be facing. It'll be De Aza, Beckham, and then the sensation Jose Abreu, followed by Dunn, Ramirez, and Gillespie. Flowers, Danks, and the pitcher Chris Sale will hit 9th. So here's De Aza as he will lead things off. And the first pitch of the ball game is on its way, and it sails outside for a ball. So we get started right on time at 7:15. De Aza hitting at .243, 5 home runs, 30 driven in. And he shoots this one foul to even the count.
Let's take a look at the numbers for Ryan Vogelsong. This is start number 24. 7-8 with a 3.77 ERA, but very, very hot of late. Had 2 wins in the Giants' last road trip. He'll give you 2 types of fastballs, low 90s, curveball, slider, cutter, changeup. Vogelsong lifetime in interleague play, 5-6 with a 3.91 ERA.
Two balls and a strike. Swing and a miss, 2-2. This is the first time that De Aza, at least during the regular season, has ever faced Ryan Vogelsong. Beckham and then Abreu just underway here at AT&T Park. And there's a shot up the middle for a base hit. Now De Aza runs pretty well, but he'll put on the brakes as Pence holds him to a single.
Let's take a look at the Giants defense playing behind Vogelsong tonight, starting in the outfield from left to right. It'll be Morris, Pagan, Pence. Pretty good arms across the board. Crawford and Sandoval on the left side of the infield. Panic and Duvall on the right side. And Buster Posey will be in the squad, putting down the signs.
So here's Beckham. Beckham at .220. He's been a bit of a rut, 2 for his last 21. 7 home runs, 35 driven in. And this is hit out to Morris in left field, and Morris on 1 pitch will retire Beckham.
Cal Poly Mustang married 14 years today. Well, happy anniversary. And if I was sitting next to you, I'd give you the secret Mustang handshake. Congratulations.
Here's Abreu. Abreu, big numbers. 31 home runs, 86 driven in. See his last 29 road games. And everything he does has been good this season in his first year in the major leagues. Outside corner, Fielding Colbreth is the home plate umpire. Siegel, Rackley, and Reynolds from first to third.
Saw Adam Dunn on deck. Fielding Colbreth tonight behind the dish, calling balls and strikes. He's a low ball guy with a tight zone. Definitely a hitter's guy. Backed it up, 2 changeups.
Perfect spot.
He's working that outside corner, and that's what Vogelsong has to do. He has to hit his spots, mix his speeds, mix his movement. Face a hitter like Abreu, I mean, he's the kind of guy that goes line to line. You see how the Giants playing pretty much straight away, and it's out of respect of what he has done this year. He has hit them all over. Pitch him away, he goes to right. Pitch him in, he pulls. He's got power to hit it out anywhere in this ballpark. First in home runs, first in RBIs, first in slugging position, first in OPS, second extra base hit, and he's hitting .304.
On the ground to Sandoval. Sandoval on the short hop. Panic. And it's not in time.
All right, time now for our AT&T U-verse Rewind. And we talked about Vogelsong's last road trip. He had 2 wins. The first one, his first complete game, a victory against the Mets in New York, and he got the 27th out and finally got to get the handshakes from his teammates. And then it was on into Milwaukee, where Giants won 1 game in that series, and it was off the arm of Ryan Vogelsong. So he is red hot. That's our AT&T U-verse Rewind.
So Ron Wotus got the word from the fellas in the clubhouse that play too close to take a look at it. So they will face Adam Dunn. John Dunston doing his duties. Overshift is on for Dunn. And the first pitch strike, and it's 0-1. Here's the end of the play.
Take a look with our Toyota Exmo. It's brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Shows you that he beat it out. Plain and simple.
The difference on that play is Pablo Sandoval decided to wait just a little bit instead of come and get it. Hit well into left center field. Pagan on the move, and you can forget about it. And it's 2-0 on the 2-out home run by Adam Dunn. I did not see that coming.
Well, a little like a fastball with two-seam movement going away. Give you an idea of just how strong this guy is. I mean, he can hit him anywhere, over any wall, and here he takes on the left center field corner and clears it by a bunch. That's a strong man's home run.
So here's Alexi Ramirez. Ramirez having a good year. 11 home runs, 58 driven in. There's a called strike. I think Vogelsong's upset. I think he thinks his stuff is pretty good and he shouldn't be trailing 2-0.
Well, when you face a big guy though like Dunn, I mean, he can run into one, go the opposite way.
Duvall's got it, and that's going to end the inning. Dunn with the home run after 1/2 inning. White Sox 2, Giants coming up. It'll be Pagan and then Hunter Pence, and he's got good numbers against the American League. It'll be Posey third, then Sandoval, Morris, and Duvall. Panicle hit 7th, and Crawford, followed by Vogelsong.
On the hill tonight for the Chicago White Sox will be the veteran left-hander Chris Sale. It was 4th year at the big league level. This is his 19th start, 10-2 with a 2.14 ERA, 138 strikeouts in 122 innings against his 22 walks. I mean, he's got electric stuff. You're going to see low to mid-90s with the fastball. He'll sink it, he'll cut it, and one of the best sliders in baseball. And And he'll also throw a changeup. He's starting to throw more changeups because the slider is a pitch that is hard on his arm. He's got a low 3/4 release, and you will see a big crossover step. Very funky delivery, hard to pick up, and as nasty can be.
So here's Pagan hitting at 309. And he takes a fastball for a strike at 96.
And it's coming at you too. I mean, it's kneecaps and elbows and all kinds of flying parts. He's a big guy, 6'6", 180-pounder, string bean. Take a look at his motion. It's a very quick motion for a tall guy, 6'6". Crossover step, and he's actually cutting off some fastball because of that crossover. And there's the low 3/4 release, and you do not see it early, especially from the right side.
And Sale spears it before it gets into center field. Nice play.
Let's take a look at the defense that the White Sox will employ tonight. Starting in the outfield from left to right, it'll be Diaz, Danks, and Dunn. The killer D's, Ramirez and Gillespie on the left side of the infield. Beckham and Abreu on the right side. Tyler Flowers will be in the squad, putting down the signs.
Here's Pence hitting 287, 15 home runs, 51 driven in. And Hunter Pence takes a strike. He has faced Sale 3 times. He's 1 for 3. And Pence drives this one into right center field, and nobody's going to get it. And Pence is going to probably end up at third, and maybe more. And they're going to hold up Hunter Pence. Probably should have been a double, but the outfield defense for the White Sox allowed that extra 90 feet.
Well, a lot of pressure on Jordan Danks in center field right now because Adam Dunn is the DH, and he doesn't play a lot of outfield. Once this thing got in the gap, and you could tell that Danks wasn't going to get it, no chance for Dunn. Danks runs it down, and here there's a problem picking it up, and that little bobble right there allowed Hunter Pence to get the extra 90 and to even have us think about a possible inside the Parker.
So here's Buster, and he takes down low, 1-0. .281, 13 home runs, 57 runs batted in, and that pitch is in tight, and it's 2-0. He's 2 for 2 against Sale lifetime. Those at bats coming about a month or so ago in Chicago. Ground ball up the middle. Pence got a late break. They're going to come home, and they got him. Hunter Pence got a bad break coming down the line at third, and Ramirez threw him out.
They just replayed it on the big screen here. I watched Pence swing wide. The bat's right in his way. And Flowers puts the tag. I think he got him. Couldn't really tell if there was contact from Flowers. And here's what plate umpire Field and Cobra saw right there, and indeed he did get him.
Yep, they got him.
Wow, a base running mistake.
So here's Pablo Sandoval.
You're struggling to score runs, I mean, those are the type of mistakes that just absolutely stomach punch us, especially against a guy like Sale.
So Sandoval hitting 283. He swings and fouls this one off of Flowers. Now, a lot of shortstops would not have taken that chance. They would have gone and gotten the automatic out, and it was a chance.
Well, it really wasn't a great throw. I think Tyler Flowers, the White Sox catcher, made an exceptional play to go out and get the ball, come back and put the tag on. But I think the bat had everything to do with Pence being out. Travis Ishikawa. And there's the throw. It kind of goes up the line, and Flowers catches the ball, somehow maintains his footing, and then lunge tags Hunter Pence. That's a great play.
Out of play.
Alexi Ramirez, second best amongst the American League shortstops in fielding percentage. In his last, well, over a month now, just one error. I mean, that's doing it. Shortstop position.
And a high fastball is 1-2.
Pretty much all fastballs this inning. He had a breaking ball in the Posey at bat, but for the most part, he just rearing back, going country hard with that 2-0 lead.
And that pop-up is out of play, so it remains at 1-2.
Of course, when you're throwing 96 and 97 miles per hour from the low three-quarter cross step release, so that ain't exactly running up there naked. I mean, that's great stuff. Without showing the slider or the changeup. 50% of the time you're going to see a fastball. 30% of the time now you're seeing a changeup. And you start to back off that slider because that's the one that has caused him elbow problems.
And that'll end the inning. Giants waste an opportunity after one. 2-0 White Sox. Giants. He said the feeling this year compared to last year is night and day. It still feels like we're in a position to make a run, and we know from the past that if we could get into the playoffs, you never know what can happen. Coming from Buster Posey. So here's the former Giant, Connor Gillespie. Having a good season, 313, 4 home runs, 41 driven in. And he takes a strike.
No, he's not a home run hitter. He's a guy who's done a nice job of establishing himself and let the league know that he can hit for average. You hit 313 in this league, and you're midway through August. I mean, you can hit. Not a lot of home runs, more of a gap-to-gap doubles guy. More of just like a base hit guy, get-on-base guy. And his on-base percentage at 362 is really one of his strongest assets. Against lefties, 220, right-handers, he's chewing them up.
And he checks his swing. No swing. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Jim Reynolds, third base umpire.
On deck is the catcher Tyler Flowers. And it's 3-1. So if you're Connor Gillespie, you got to be thinking that you're going to get something to hit right here. And it's 3-2.
Tusina taking out that inside corner at the knees. You're going to see a lot of low strikes with Colbreth. Not a lot of big corners that favor the pitcher.
Pops this one up, and it's going to be backing out of play.
All right, time now for our Nissan keys to the game. And number one, you got to beat Chris Sale early. And that means he's got 3 great pitches he can strike out with. You want to avoid that 2-strike count. Get after him early. Number 2, thrill the faithful. The Giants have not been able to get it done at home. 7-21 in their last 28 games here at AT&T. They need to turn that around tonight. It'd be a great start. Those are our Nissan keys to the game.
And this is hit into right center field, and nobody's going to get it. Pagan is going to play the carom, and Gillespie is not going to stop at second, and he's got a triple.
Wow, 3-2 get it in situation. I mean, if you're leading off that inning, you do not want to walk that guy. So he goes right at him. Fastball right out over the plate at the knees, and a good contact hitter. Splits the gap, and Gillespie knows one thing about this ballpark. You split that gap, you got to start thinking 3 bags.
And this is nothing to do with the Giants defense, but I don't think in the last 3 homestands I've seen more balls go into right center field. I bet we've seen somewhere between 10 and 15.
Yeah, this has been the area that's been peppered so consistently.
So here's Flowers hitting at 250, 9 home runs, 40 driven in. Giants will play the infield in. They'll try to cut it off. Try to cut that runner Gillespie off, who's at third. And he's going to take low. It's 2-0.
Yeah, it's a 2-0 ball game. It's a second inning. I mean, it's not as clearly defined a strikeout situation as it would be, say, in the 6th or 7th inning. But I got to believe that Vogelsong is trying to strike out Flowers here. And you got to be careful in your effort to try and strike somebody out. You don't want to start walking people.
2 balls and 1 strike. On deck is Jordan Danks. Hunter Pence coming in. Hunter Pence will make the catch. And staying at third is Gillespie. All right, let's check in with Amy G.
All right, gentlemen, Matt Cain had surgery yesterday on his pitching elbow. Bruce Bochy today said everything went very well. They were able to remove several bone chips from the elbow. Bruce actually saw the chips and said he was surprised Cain was even able to pitch with how big they were. He said Matt's here with the team in good spirits. He's upbeat and he is ready to move forward. Guys?
Well, that is good news. And I was in the clubhouse, so were you, before the game. We did not get a chance to see him. But we will find him tomorrow and wish him well. Absolutely.
Well, it's the first step to getting better.
Vogelsong slipped as he looks back on the mound. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Danks is hitting 130, a home run, 5 RBIs. He's got the pitcher Chris Sale on deck. And that's down low.
I want to tip our cap to Greg Elliott and the grounds crew here at AT&T. They did a fantastic job to get this field ready. There's a lot of activity here at the ballpark with concerts during the road trip, and they have done a lot of repair work to get this place looking pristine. So, Greg, thumbs up, fellas. Nice job.
Good job. Swing and a miss. 2 balls and 1 strike. Infield now in a couple of steps more. And the 2-1 is a broken bat pop-up foul. The barrel of the bat shoots by Panik at second.
There's like a snail's trail that the bat head left as it made its way out to Joe Panik. And you can see it right behind him. This thing goes right at Joe Panik, and when it hits the grass, it just straightened it out. It looked like a kind of an arrow just sort of scooting out there. There we go. You see that every day. That's a big league saw job right there. Got this kitchen deep.
Well, now a chance to go for the strikeout with the count 2-2. Got him. Oh, no. They almost picked off Gillespie at third.
Pablo Sandoval, I think he feels that this should be over. This should be looked.
And they're going to look at it maybe.
Strike 3, gets the strikeout he's pitching for. Buster sees a little bit of an opening. I think they may have gotten him. Can't tell there. I mean, definitely made contact with him. You just couldn't tell where the hand was.
So the hitter will be Chris Sale with 2 outs.
So they didn't get him.
I think they did.
Yeah, but you can't tell. It's not definitive. It wasn't a good look.
One ball and no strikes. And that evens the count.
A lot of strike zone with Chris Sale. 6'6", 180.
A 1-2.
And he's hacking. Well, I tell you, if he could get out of this inning without giving up a run with a leadoff triple, that would be a huge shot of momentum going to that Giants dugout.
Huge. High, 2-2.
Now some Bumgarner, Jake Peavy talking it over.
Out of play, so Sale makes contact and shoots it into the seats.
Think that's her natural hair? How about his?
I don't. I think his is. Hers is not.
Oh, there you go.
Hit up the middle. Crawford's got it. He slides over, throws, and that'll end the inning. So, a wasted triple for the White Sox. by Frost Brewed Coors Light. Adam Dunn on August 5th of 2014 made his pitching debut. That's right, he entered the game with 457 career home runs, the most by any player at the time of his first pitching appearance in Major League history. This is what it looked like.
Well, pretty good movement. Well, that's a hanger. Hey, he's throwing strikes.
1 inning, 2 hits, an earned run, a walk, no strikeouts. 22 pitches, 12 for strikes.
I'd like to be in his room the next morning when he wake up, though, just to see how he felt.
Exactly. So, Michael Morse will lead things off, hitting .273, 15 home runs, 52 driven in. And he takes the first pitch down low. He does have a hit against Sale, lifetime, 1 for 6, and that hit, it went over the fence.
That's a good guy to have in your book.
Runs that pitch in tight, 2-0. On deck is Adam Duvall and then Joe Panik. Three and 0. Chance to take a base runner. And the walk.
4 fastball, ball 4. That's how to start out an inning. Well, Friday night's Filipino Heritage Night presented by AT&T. Your special event package will include access to the Filipino Heritage Night pregame party, a pair of limited edition Filipino Giants texting gloves, and a game ticket to see the Giants take on the Philadelphia Phillies. To receive the Filipino Heritage Night texting gloves, you need to purchase this special event ticket. To get it, go to sfgiants.com/special events.
Here's Duvall, and he takes a belt high strike. Maybe it didn't have to be strike.
You normally don't see a lot of belt highs called by Field and Colbert.
Morse with his lead, the pitch. Swinging a pop up, and that's going to be out of play, and it's 0-2. Panik and then Crawford. We are in the home half of the second inning. Glad you joined us back home here at AT&T Park after spending 11 nights on the road. Got him.
And that's a changeup. One thing that Chris Sale is doing is throwing more changeup, and the reason for that is the slider, which is absolutely one of the best in baseball, is hard on his elbow. And he's using it 30% of the time now, and the whiff rate is pretty consistent. It's always been a good swing and miss pitch.
Panik takes in tight. 255 for the kid. 6 runs batted in. And he shoots this one right at Beckham. 2 out. And that'll bring up Crawford. So Brandon Crawford, the last 2 days off in Kansas City after he got off to a great start. He had 3 hits on that road trip to start out the trip on a Friday night in Citi Field. And then he got cold after that. You see his numbers much better against lefties than righties, which in a lot of ways is odd. Here he rolls it foul and it's 0-1.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to get 3 days off in August for a shortstop. He's been playing steady So his legs ought to feel pretty strong. His bat ought to be pretty quick because of the rest. See what Chris Sale has done against lefties. They're hitting 118. And righties aren't exactly tearing him up either. He has not given up a home run to a lefty this year. And there's the slider. And it's a good one.
Oh-2 pitch to Crawford, and he got him, and that'll end the inning. 3 strikeouts for Sale. We'll head to the third. 2-0 Chicago.
Net Bay area is brought to you by Supercuts. Rock the cut.
Adam Dunn, a 2-run home run in the first. It's 2-0 White Sox. Giants trying to pay back the White Sox a little bit. White Sox swept them in Chicago.
And they owe them.
So I'm calling this a big grudge series. Here's Diaza, opened up the game with a base hit. And a first pitch, breaking ball high. 1 ball and no strikes. Beckham, and then Abreu. And a bunt attempt. Foul, and it's a ball and a strike. White Sox are coming from Seattle, where Seattle took 3 of 4. And that pitch is in. 2 balls and a strike. Of course, Seattle had to be pleased. They didn't have to face Chris Sale.
Well, it is kind of an unlucky break. Giants faced the White Sox 4 times, 2 in Chicago, 2 here, and you get Chris Sale twice. But hey, it's the big leagues. And really, for a Giants team, as we mentioned earlier, it's 7-21 their last 28 games here. You want a shot in the arm, you want to get some confidence, beat somebody good. Well, they got that guy tonight, and they got their opportunity.
Got him.
See ya.
That's a rough one.
That's a rough at bat. Piazza not enthusiastic as he walks back to the White Sox bench. All right, did he go?
No, he did not.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think he did. But Jim Reynolds digging it.
Here's Beckham who takes a strike. Now you see how quick you and I made that judgment?
Yeah.
They just got to ask us for these replays.
Oh.
We promised we'd be fair.
And we'd be quick.
Oh, 0-2 to Gordon Beckham. Hunter Pence. 2 outs.
Take a look at the numbers for Jose Abreu. First Major League Baseball rookie to win Player of the Month twice. Third fastest in MLB history to reach 30 home runs. Did it in 89 games. Third Cuban to hit 30 home runs in a rookie season. Fifth White Sox rookie to make the All-Star team. He's just been fantastic, as advertised, and he's just a joy to watch hit. He's that good. He can hit. You got 2 old veterans on this White Sox team, Paul Konerko, Adam Dunn. And this is the guy whose presence has matched that of the old veterans as soon as he strapped it on and started playing. It's kind of how baseball works, but he's earned that respect.
Two 2-0 to Abreu. Three 3-0. Three balls and 1 strike.
That's respect. The 3-0 changeup.
A couple of big fellas, one in the batter's box and the other one on deck. Sandoval has this one at deep third, and that's going to end the inning. Vogelsong will lead things off, then it'll be Pagan, Pence, and Posey. 2-0 White Sox.
photo contest. I know it's your favorite part of the night. You got to tweet us at #CSNBA fan photo. It's Jerry Garcia night here at the park, guys, so we thought this was very appropriate. It's sent in by Lindsay Lefevre. She's from Woodland, California. It's her friend Carol Murphy, a.k.a. Jerry Garcia's biggest fan. We love the flowers in her hair in New York. Perfect. Send them in, guys.
See? Send them in from all over the place.
Well, I'm in. Deadheads are here tonight.
Oh, the song of the swing in a minute.
Not like Deadheads just only come here once a year.
Bill Walton here?
Yes, we saw him. Or at least a picture of him. I think that was taken tonight.
It's good by
Ted Robinson, our old partner. He's a deadhead.
Ted, sitting with all of his friends. Oh, we had some good times with that man.
Yeah.
A lot of laughs,
Good
a lot
partner.
of dinners.
Good partner. Now the voice of the 49ers does a great job.
Ted was the original host of the very first rap. His vocal song is Out Swinging.
4 strikeouts, all swing and strike threes. First time through the lineup for Chris Sale.
So here's Pagan. Pagan to open up the ball game. He looked like he was going to shoot one right by Sale, but Sale made a nice play.
He's good at bat.
He swings and misses 0-1. Trying to reach for Hunter Pence. 2-0 Chicago. Fouls this one out of play. 0-2. And the 0-2 to Pagan. And Pagan, no swing.
Boy, that's such a nasty pitch. And this thing just explodes across the plate.
I think he went way more than
Diaza.
Diaza.
I agree.
Two and two.
And you get all that great stuff, and then you get a funky delivery on top of it. I mean, it kind of jumps at you. It's just, there's nothing orthodox about Sale. But his motion, he maximizes his whip. I mean, he really gets everything into that pitch.
And here a 97-mile-an-hour fastball is fouled out of play.
Watch the motion here and how hard it is to see. He hides the ball, crossover step, and then there's the 3/4 release. And you're talking high 90s. It's on you quick. Purcell from Fort Myers, Florida. Went to Florida Gulf Coast University.
And the payoff. Got him.
Oh, change that down. Nasty.
Here's a McDonald's True Stories, August 12th, 2012. Hunter Pence with his first home run in the Giants uniform against Colorado off of Rafael Betancourt. The game was tied 6-6 in the 8th. 2 men on base. Pence hit an 0-1 pitch in the left center field. Gave the Giants a 9-6 lead. offense tripled in the first inning. Here he takes a breaking ball for a strike. You're starting now to see the full repertoire of Chris Sale.
Yeah, he really just went at him with a fastball the first time through, and now he's mixing all through. You're right. A look from the view level. If you've never sat in the upper level in this ballpark, do it sometimes. The views are incredible. And I think from where our splash cam is, it's the best view in the city. In a city full of views.
And Sale strikes out the side. 6 strikeouts. John Miller, he'll be in. I'll see you back here in the 7th. It's 2-0 Chicago.
Tribute Night, your special event package will give you a collector's edition Bruce Lee figurine depicting the Giants take on the famous Game of Death pose, as well as a game ticket to see the Giants take on the Rockies. Go to sfgiants.com/special events. We are heading to the 4th inning, top of the 4th, 2-0 White Sox. And now joining us, John Miller. Welcome, partner.
All right, and here is Adam Dunn, who is responsible for the White Sox runs in the first inning, an opposite field home run and a real long one. And a changeup in there for a called strike. Dunn with 18 home runs now overall. And the count is 0-2.
Well, he's the kind of guy you can face 4 times as a pitcher, strike him out the first 3, and then hit a 2-run homer. Beat you. I mean, who's the winner on the day? You slapped a hat trick on him, but if he's going to leave Earth and hit a 2-run homer, put you in a hole, I mean, advantage done. That's kind of his game plan, outhouse or castle. Really strike out and hit a home run. A lot of strikeouts, a lot of swing and miss, not much of a 2-strike adjustment, but he is so strong and so dangerous when he makes contact.
Giants have the shift on for him.
Oh, good pitch.
2-2 now. But Dunn does not often go out of the strike zone either. He gets a lot of walks. He's playing right field tonight. White Sox people are kind of astounded by that.
Well, I was kind of astounded. I mean, the toughest right field in the National League is right here.
Got a piece of it. Still 2-2.
We promised John Miller's here.
TV. Hi, Mom.
So did you enjoy your weekend off? We missed you in Kansas City.
No, I really wanted to be in Kansas City, and then as the weekend started to unfold, I thought this is such a blessing to have this particular weekend off.
Well, they didn't play well in the great state of Missouri, but you know what? Maybe tonight they start a nice winning streak.
Well, and I think logic would dictate that has to be the time for the Giants. There is Pablo, the shortstop, in effect, and he throws out Adam Dunn.
See, now that's fun for Pablo Sandoval. They put a shift on. He's always wanted to be a big league shortstop. Well, he just got a chance.
It looked pretty good.
That ball hit right on the button. One hopper, spear, and then he makes the shortstop throw. Grabs some pine meat.
Well, I think he definitely has the arm of a shortstop.
Oh, no doubt.
White Sox ahead 2-0. And here is Alexi Ramirez. 0-1. Ramirez grounded out to Adam Duvall his first time. 2 runs, 3 hits for the White Sox. No runs, 1 hit for the Giants. And how the Giants ended up without a run was partly a play made by Alexi Ramirez. And it's 0-2.
Really not a very high percentage play, and he didn't make a great throw. I thought Tyler Flowers, the White Sox catcher, made the play, but it was a frustrating move for the Giants, who had a 1-out triple and they couldn't get him in, especially with Posey at the plate.
I also wondered if that bat being right in the baseline, right in front of Hunter Pence, kept him from going into a slide. He would have slid right into the bat.
I think it did.
I mean, look where the bat is as Pence comes to the plate. There's the bat right in the baseline. And if he goes into a slide right there, he's going to slide right onto that bat.
Well, you're right. I mean, it's just kind of how things have been going. But you can't take away the effort from Tyler Flowers, and that was a spectacular play from the Sox catcher.
Absolutely, because from up here, I thought he missed him entirely.
Yeah, so did we.
But no argument from Pence. He knew that he had been tagged. And the throw was offline from Alexi Ramirez. As you say, it was a very huge gamble of a play.
But there's the bat you're talking about, and he would have been able to slide. I think had he been able to get into an earlier slide, it may have been enough to get away from the tag. But so it goes.
So it goes. Giants have had a lot of so it goes moments here lately. 3-2 the count. And foul.
You get our ball dudes in the game here. There's Tom Lighthouse. He's a rookie. Well, they said that the 2 flaps retired, so now they've given him 1 flap. I guess that's better than nothing.
Tom Lighthouse. What a great name that is.
He's a double flapper right there, Dave Barraza. He's on the first base side of that.
And that's ball 4. So with 1 out, Ramirez coaxes a walk from Vogelsong. And Ramirez is not a guy who often walks. And Vogelsong may well be saying that. I thought he was supposed to be a guy who goes out of the strike zone for pitches like that. Only the 21st walk this year by Alexi Ramirez. He's had 462 official at bats in only his 21st walk. So here's Connor Gillespie, hit a triple his first time. And he's had 5 hits and 9 at bats against his old team, the Giants, now. And he's done his best hitting on the road. Much better than at the U.S. Cellular Field, what they used to call the new Comiskey Park in Chicago. Giants middle infield, double play depth, 1 out, runner at first. 2-0 Chicago. Back to the screen, 1 ball, 1 strike. Or, I beg your pardon, no balls, 2 strikes. Pirates won again over the Detroit Tigers. Kansas City moved ahead of Detroit into first place in the Central Division last night. But Kansas City's long winning streak finally came to an end tonight. Oakland, back in John Lester, beating the Royals. So their winning streak ended at 8. 1-2. The Tigers, a lot of things have been going very poorly for the Tigers. They've lost 4 in a row. They're only 9 games over 500 now. They just traded for David Price to bolster their rotation.
They got some problems with Verlander. But, here is that AL Central race with Tigers and Royals heating up, and all of a sudden here comes the Indians making their presence felt.
Although the Tigers lost tonight, and it's the Tigers who are a half game behind the Royals, not the way it's listed there. Tigers in second place in the Central. Tigers were beaten for the second night in a row by the Pittsburgh Pirates, who had a very, very slow start, but they have really come on here lately. And they gained a game on Milwaukee. You can see those scores. Oakland beating Kansas City. Lester hits softly. There's one. Crawford to first. Not in time. Just not hit quite hard enough to be a double play.
Very quick feed. Remember now, Ramirez pretty good speed, so I like the instinct though with Panic to get that out at second. And Crawford's always going to try and rely on that arm to make that back end complete. Just too much foot speed for Gillespie.
That's a good point though. Ramirez is a fast runner, and the ball was not hit very hard. It wasn't a sure play at second base. But he got the lead guy. Now here's Flowers. In for a strike. Flowers flied out to shallow right his first time. It's 2-0 White Sox. They had a chance to add another run in the second inning after Gillespie led off the inning with a triple. Vogelsong got Flowers on a shallow fly ball to right. He struck out Jordan Danks. And then Chris Sale, the pitcher, made the final out. So they, despite a leadoff triple, they did not score. Flowers, who has some power, also strikes out an amazing amount of the time. Right center field, Hunter Pence. And that's the inning. 1 man left. The Giants have Buster Posey, Pablo Sandoval, and Michael Morse coming up, trailing 2-0. We talk to our brothers and families as much as we can.
It's true.
That doesn't mean it's a lot or a little. It's just as much as we can.
As much as we can.
Did you talk to anybody from the family yesterday?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yesterday you could. It was a day off. 2-0. The White Sox are leading. Chris Sale, the outstanding young lefty of the White Sox. Buster Posey leads off. A little bit high for ball one. Giants have one hit. It was the Hunter Pence one-out triple in the first inning. It looked like Posey might have gotten an RBI to knock him in with a ground ball to short, and the infield backed up, but that's not the way it turned out. A ball and a strike.
It was a base running mistake from Hunter Pence. I mean, infield played back. They were giving the run. He did not get a good break.
It's like he froze for a moment and then belatedly took off for the plate. 1-2 the count.
First time that Posey has seen that really good slider tonight. It'll freeze you. It's that good. The break on it so quick.
Along the right field line, there's Adam Dunn. Adam did not get that close to it. 1-2. Well, that's a huge amount of room for him to cover.
It's the toughest right field in the National League, and then they throw a guy out there who's been a DH pretty much exclusively. So Robin Ventura, the skipper for the Sox, really taking a gamble here, but it's paid off with his one swing of the bat in the first inning, a 2-run homer. It's the difference in this game.
That one with a big break to it, and Buster had to jump back out of the way at the last. 2-2. There's Robin Ventura. Outstanding third baseman for many, many years.
Great guy, too. He's doing what he should be doing. Glad he's back in the game.
This is Beckham in foul ground, and Posey is retired. Fans, there's a new morning newscast in town, Telemundo 48 Primera Edición. The Bay Area's only Spanish language morning news with live news, weather, and traffic. Tell your friends and watch Telemundo 48 Primera Edición weekdays from 5 until 7 a.m. 5 a las 6. No, sorry, a las 7. Some people might watch it until 6, but a lot of other people like to watch it till 7. And they're able to.
Well, those three right there, all in the 7. Completely relaxed, perfectly at home.
0-2 to Pablo.
And nobody even is very much concerned around it. Just like, you know, we see it every day.
So they're dressed as fresh produce.
Sweet peas.
0-2. And that breaking ball off the outside. Pablo struck out his first time. The first of what now totals 6 strikeouts for Chris Sale. This is the third time the Giants have faced the White Sox. The third game between the two teams, and the second time that they faced Chris Sale in the 3 games. Along the right field line, Adam Dunn's not going to get there, but hustling down was Abreu along with Beckham. 2-2.
Take a look at Chris Sale and how he ranks in the major leagues this season. This is the major leagues, not just the American League. Second win percentage. He's third in walks and hits per innings pitched. I mean, you allow less than one runner an inning, you're having a great year. Fourth in ERA, fourth in opponent's batting average. The league's hitting 199 against him. Right? He's just nasty.
He is one of the best in the game. Pablo pops it up. Ramirez out number 2. So a couple of pop flies from Posey, and now Pablo. 2 down, nobody on, and Michael Morris will come up. Giants have only had 2 base runners. Pence hit the 1-out triple in the first, and Morris led off the second with a walk.
A 4-pitch walk.
The only ground balls for outs were hit in the first inning, one by Pagan that Sale really turned into an excellent play, and the other one by Posey, which looked like a good situational at bat to get a run home, but the run didn't get home. Now the pop up. Beckham. And it's a 3 pop-up inning for Chris Sale. On to the 5th. Vogelsong will go back to the mound, trailing 2-0.
The Toyota Prius, lots of smiles today. Oh yeah, lots of great attitude on Grateful Dead night. Had their orange and black on, and of course, eager anticipation of the first pitch. And they brought their signs. They were howling. Artists for baseball, of course.
So happy. Here is Vogelsong to Danks, Jordan Danks, the younger brother of John Danks, a White Sox pitcher. And the count is 0-1. Jordan Danks struck out in the second inning with a runner at third and 1 out. That was a spot where that's exactly what Vogelsong was going for, and he got it. Jordan Danks just brought back for the minor leagues on Sunday. One ball, one strike. Danks has only had 47 at bats in the big leagues this year. He spent most of the season in AAA ball. He's only had 6 hits.
Well, and 22 strikeouts and 47 at bats too. That's another stat that jumps off the page when you look at the guy's numbers. First 50 at bats, that tells you a lot about a guy. It tells you what kind of contact he can make. And Danks just not making enough contact.
Off the end of the bat, Pagan in shallow left center. 1 away. Right now, Adam Eaton, who is the regular center fielder, the former Arizona Diamondback, acquired in an offseason trade by the White Sox. He's on the disabled list. So Jordan Danks gets a little time out there against a right-hander anyway. So he's 0 for 2, and here's Chris Sale. Sale put a ball in play. He got thrown out by Brandon Crawford to end the second inning.
I thought it was a hit when it left the bat.
When it left the bat, it looked like it was a hit, RBI, and just a disaster for the Giants. But Crawford was able to get to it and throw him out.
Taken all the way. I don't know too many managers that will let their pitchers go up there having a bat and not take at least 1 strike in the American League.
2-1. So can he hit or not? It's hard to say. That ground ball was in his 3rd major league at bat.
Well, I say he's got a pretty good clue based on that at bat alone.
His other 2 times, which came before this year, he had struck out.
Well, that's a healthy swing he just took.
Looks like he's enjoying it too.
Well, it's pretty novel. If you're an American League pitcher, you never get to hit when you are playing in the American League. Get some at bats, you play against the National League. It's fun.
Nope. 2 down. Coming up Monday, August the 25th, that's 2 weeks from yesterday, is KNBR night with Marty Lurie. There's a special event package including access to the pregame party with Marty. And he'll be interviewing Orlando Cepeda, Giants president Larry Baer, Ron Wotus, and more. Limited edition bobblehead of Marty Lurie available as well. And a ticket to see the Giants take on the Rockies. To receive the Marty Lurie bobblehead, you need to purchase the special event ticket at sfgiants.com/special events. Ball 1 to Alejandro De Aza. De Aza, who singled leading off the first inning. That was the start of the 2-run rally. And he struck out his last time, so he's 1 for 2. 2-0. 2 down, nobody on here in the 5th. 2-0 White Sox leading the Giants. The Dodgers won their game in Atlanta once again. 4-2 the final. The Giants began the day 5 games out of first behind the Dodgers in the National League West. Change up low, 3-0. Gordon Beckham on deck. Well, the Giants have the 2 games here with the White Sox, who are 7 games under 500. Then 3 over the weekend with the Phillies, who are having a bad year. And that's a called strike. And then next week they go to Chicago, 3 with the Cubs. They'll also then go to Washington before they come home and take on Colorado for 4. But 12 of the next 15 games are against teams with losing records.
This is the opportunity that they've been waiting for schedule-wise. It's up to them to take advantage of it.
And that's ball 4 to De Aza. That is the first, let's see, the second walk allowed by Vogelsong.
And it is go time now for a base stealer. Diaz has got 14 on the year, but this really is a steal situation.
And he's had a little trouble getting picked off. He just got picked off with his team down by several runs Sunday in Seattle. But absolutely the time with a guy who does not hit a lot of home runs, not a lot of power. Gordon Beckham up there to try and get into scoring position.
There's the goose.
How did you know?
Well, yeah.
And you know everybody.
Well, I do.
Hey, Goose. So what was that, his Grateful Dead psychedelic Willie Mays jersey or what?
Yeah, I think that's, if he goes to see the Dead, that's what he wears. And that's what I would wear.
Yeah, if I'd known about it, that's what I'd wear too. If I had one of those, I wouldn't even need the Dead. I'd be fine just with that.
You just float around Half Moon Bay, just kind of feeling good.
Here's a dead Ed. Center field, Pagan, and the inning is over. Abreu left on deck. Adam Duvall coming up. Goose. Giants are coming up. Stay with us. 2-0 Chicago. The pitching matchup, Jose Quintana for the White Sox, and he's 6-8 with a 3.04 ERA. See his walks versus strikeouts. Meanwhile, Jake Peavy for the Giants, who's had only the one win all year. So Peavy looking to get that going. It'll be right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area for Giants pregame line at noon tomorrow, and then the game itself at 12:45, the first pitch. Adam Duvall, and that misses up and away. 1 ball and no strikes. 75 miles an hour with that one. Duvall struck out his first time. He'll be followed by Joe Panik and then Brandon Crawford. The Giants 2 rookies in the lineup. The first 2 hitters due up in this inning. Now it's a ball and a strike.
Tell you, 3 swing and miss pitches, and you don't normally see a guy that has possession of 3 swing and miss. And we're talking legitimate swing and miss pitches, and that's what Sale's got: his fastball, slider, changeup, all really good strikeout pitches. And this is what you want to avoid. You want to avoid the 2-strike situation.
And the 3-strike situation for the second time for Duvall. That's 7 strikeouts total for Sale.
Well, that's why you see guys try to be aggressive early in the count. Well, time to log on to csnbayarea.com and decide the player of the game. Your vote will count. Winners will be revealed during Giants postgame live. Follow the action of the battle like never before with enhanced Bloomberg stats and more. Giants in-game live on csnbayarea.com. Log on right now and vote. Joe Morgan's here.
Joe with had a great year with the Giants back in 1982. Giants were a big surprise that year. Kind of came out of nowhere. Frank Robinson was the manager, and they took it to the final weekend. And then after they were eliminated, they eliminated the Dodgers. And a big home run by Joe on his way to the Hall of Fame. Pagan looking on from the dugout as Joe Panik is batting here with an 0-2 count.
Good to see him back in the lineup. He was sorely missed.
And that's through, base hit. Joe Panik on an 0-2 count. Got a big breaking ball, and he bounced it right through that hole. Second hit for the Giants.
Every year, a young player trying to establish yourself at the big league level, at bats against a guy like Sale are big, and especially when you do this. 2 strikes, kind of hangs the breaking ball. They set the outside target. This thing lingers on that inside corner, and that provided opportunity with Panik, who was in a protect mode. That's a nice at bat, a big base hit. Just the second hit of the night for the Giants. Hey, the Santa Rosa Gamer Babes are here.
Down from the Redwood Empire.
Got the gloves and their good attitudes.
Brandon Crawford. And it curves in there for a strike. Giants get the bullpen going now. After Crawford, the pitching spot is due up. Vogelsong. So they might, depending on the situation, pinch hit for Vogelsong. Crawford struck out his first time. By the way, Panik getting that hit against a left-hander, against this particular left-hander, very impressive. Right over the middle. Beckham right from the glove to Ramirez. Beautifully done to get the force out on Joe Panik.
It's a great play. I mean, I was wondering as to how Beckham was going to get the ball to Ramirez once he caught it. I thought he was going to catch up to it. Just wasn't hit that sharply, but here a little backhand flip, and I mean an absolute perfect strike right at the chest. This is just brilliant glove work right here. Look at the accuracy. And boy, if they didn't have a fast runner on the back end of it, they'd have got a pair. Oh, that's a nice play.
So now Vogelsong will bat for himself, and he hits a foul down the right field line.
This is not an easy thing to do. Cases it high. I mean, flipping above the belt is not an easy thing to do, but the accuracy is what makes the play.
Well, the White Sox are very happy with the defensive capabilities of Beckham and Ramirez, and the 2 middle infielders, and we've seen why tonight. 0-2 the count to Vogelsong, who struck out his first time. 2 down, Crawford at first. And that is strike 3. 8 strikeouts for Sale in 5 innings. 2-0 White Sox as we head to the 6th inning. On sale now for $749 per pair. Go to sfgiants.com/Candlestick Memories. Candlestick Park legends, both Giants and 49ers, will be autographing these historic seats. Paired options include Willie Mays and Joe Montana. That's a pretty good one. Mays and McCovey. Montana and Dwight Clark. McCovey and Will Clark, two of the greatest first basemen in Giants history. And Kruk and Kite. And you know, I was thinking it'd be really cool. Yeah. How about Ringo and Paul? The final Beatles concert was at Candlestick. There's a Candlestick memory.
That would be very cool.
But alas, not available. Again, that's sfgiants.com/Candlestick Memories. The Chronicle had some cool photographs and a story about that final concert, because it wasn't just the final concert for the Beatles on that tour. It was their final concert they ever gave, period. There's the slugger Abreu, first ball swinging, and Crawford throws him out. And Vogelsong has kept Abreu on the ground 3 straight times, which is not easy to do. 1 away. And here comes Adam Dunn. 2-0. The White Sox are leading. And we're in the top of the 6th inning. Dunn hit one to the opposite field. Back in the 1st inning with a man aboard.
Yeah, it was a pretty impressive swing of the bat to go opposite field out of this ballpark. But he's got that kind of power, and that's been the difference.
So ball 1 to Adam Dunn. Dunn grounded out to third his next time up. We're in the 6th inning. The White Sox lead 2-0. The Giants into the big overshift for Adam Dunn. Pablo's at shortstop. A change up for a strike. Strike 2. Fastball in there. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Just need to get this guy some runs. He doesn't need many. We averaged 2.07 runs for him here at home this year.
Got him looking. 2 down now. Let's go down to Amy G.
All right, John, I spent a little time with Angel Pagan before today's game and asked him about how he felt playing in his first game at AT&T Park since he got hurt back on June 14th. He said he was very excited, but for more reasons than one. Guys, he said during his recovery at one point he wasn't sure he was going to be able to come back, so he's really glad about being back here. He also said he's never been shy about the Giants being the best team he's ever played for in his career, due in large part to the fan base. He said they have the best fans, and whenever the team needs them, and he said they need them right now, they're there. John, Mike.
Thanks, Amy. And there is the fly ball by Ramirez to our man Pagan. And that's a 6-pitch inning for Vogelsong. We go to the last of the 6th. Top of the order, Pagan coming up.
Bay Area is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers, offering business and personal insurance, employee benefits, and financial services. Visit us at hefins.com and by Xfinity, home of the most live sports.
White Sox 2, Giants nothing. We go to the last of the 6th inning. The Giants only 2 hits so far against Chris Sale. And Mike, he's been throwing pretty hard tonight.
Well, he's topped out at 98 with the fastball. Changeup's been at 87. Still, I mean, you're talking 11 miles per hour difference, and then the slider at 83. But it's not so much the velocity of the slider; it's the sharpness with how it has broken across the strike zone. So explosive, so quick, so big, like that. And that's just to get it in. I mean, he's got one that he can finish you off with, and it's a little bit harder. That's just laying it in there to steal strike one. Because when a guy's throwing 97, 98 from low 3/4, you're not looking for anything on first pitch but a fastball. Period.
And he changed that. Fooled him. 0-2. Chris Sale, 6 feet 6 inches tall, listed at 180 pounds, and he is long and lanky. He's only 25 years old. Already has been on 3 All-Star teams. There's Adam Dunn. He decided to play it safe on that one. Decided not to be the hero. So that is a base. I thought it was going right to him off the bat, that he never took a stab.
I did too. He totally deeped me. I think he realized quickly on, I have no chance. But yeah, he's not out there for his defense. He hasn't played much right field or first base at all. He's been exclusively the DH. And he's the difference in the game. His 2-run homer in the first.
And I take it back. He did take a step as Pence fouls that fastball back to the screen. By the way, Pagan with his first hit of the night. The Giants' 3rd as a team in this game. And he's had at least 1 hit in all 5 games that he's played in since coming back from the disabled list. Out of play, strike 2. Pence has tripled and struck out. Giants got to Sale a little bit when they saw him back in June in Chicago. He lasted only 6+ innings. They had 3 runs and 8 hits against him. Look out. Way inside and high. 1-2.
Below the shoulders, though. That Pence doesn't have much problem with this. He just moved him off the plate. I mean, that's hard ball. Get right back in there and get ready.
And Hunter Pence down on strikes. 9 strikeouts for Sale in 5 1/3 innings.
Well, you're seeing a lot of breaking balls now, a lot of sliders. You can see just how big that thing is and how quick it is. And he very rarely hangs him. I mean, when he misses, it's usually in the dirt in those 2-strike situations.
Posey, shallow right field. Adam Dunn, 2 down. The Buster is 0 for 3. Grounded out, fouled out, and now popped out to shallow right. 2 down. Pagan still at first, and Pablo Sandoval coming up.
.75 pitches on the night for Sale. He's been very stingy. 75 is what you want to see at the end of 5 innings, and here he is with 2 outs in the 6th.
I think remarkably 9 strikeouts in 5 2/3 innings. That you would expect that would mean a lot more pitches. Right center field, and look out! Caught by Danks, the center fielder. Dunn just did get out of his way, and that's a 9-pitch inning for Chris Sale. Dwayne Kuiper returns for the 7th.
By your local Toyota dealer. Take a look at the numbers through 6. It's been a pitching duel as advertised. White Sox 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors. Giants no runs on 3 hits. Chris Sale has been spectacular. 6 innings, 1 walk, 9 strikeouts. Ryan Vogelsong has pitched beautifully. The one mistake, a 2-run homer in the first inning by Adam Dunn. And it's the 5th in his last 9 games against the Giants. So he has torn them up. Hunter Pence, 9th triple of the season, could not score. That was back in the first inning. And that's our Toyota game summary, brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. 2-0 White Sox. Once again, here's Dwayne Kuiper.
All right, thanks, Mike. And it'll be Connor Gillespie to lead things off. And Gillespie takes wide. 1 ball and no strikes. Gillespie, followed by Tyler Flowers and then Jordan Danks. Both teams with 3 hits. The last hit for the White Sox came in the second from the bat of Connor Gillespie when he tripled. Here he fouls this one down the left field line. So Vogelsong now with 93 pitches. And the righty deals, and this is popped up. This may be playable. Buster Posey coming back, and it's going to be just out of play. I mean, another 6 inches towards the field, and that's going to be a ball that Buster Posey would have a shot at catching. One and two. In tight.
Gillespie, a tough guy to strike out. I mean, he's a contact guy. You know, he doesn't have the type of bat speed that is going to allow him to hit a lot of home runs. But I mean, he's a bat control guy, put it in play guy.
Well, it doesn't have a very long swing, you can see. Nice compact swing. I mean, the Giants knew what they had in Gillespie. They just also knew that he wasn't going to play a whole lot of third with Pablo Sandoval. Skies this one out to Hunter Pence.
There was a time you thought he could play second base. I don't know, I'm going to let you hold that thought for a second because I want to remind you that the NBC Bay Area Investigative Unit, led by Chief Investigative Reporter Tony Kovaleski, they're an award-winning team of 15 journalists dedicated to holding the powerful accountable. The investigative unit on NBC Bay Area, we investigate.
Well, I mean, I thought he might, but I think I was the only one.
Well, you're an old second baseman, so when you think a guy's got instincts at second base, I find that interesting. Nevertheless, Gillespie, a third baseman, his whole career.
Here's Tyler Flowers.
This guy you got to respect. He's got some pop. Good mistake hitter.
Jordan Danks is on deck. And now timeout is called by Flowers. And that hit him. So that runs in and hits Flowers.
That was pitch number 100 for Vogelsong. And he's not happy with that fastball. Let's see where it got him. You know, catchers, you never know. I mean, it's right in the elbow. I mean, a normal person, you're doing snow angels in the dirt. With a catcher, he doesn't even acknowledge it. And with the 100 pitch throwing, Jeremy Affeldt heading down the Giants bullpen.
So here's Danks. Now, Danks isn't that common of a name, is it?
No, but they're brothers, so, you know, can't have too many Danks on your team. His brother in the rotation for the White Sox. We saw it. His brother John in Chicago.
Runner goes. It's a hit and run, and it's hit right at Crawford, who knocks it down, throws, and they get Danks, but Flowers is going to reach.
Well, to say that was just a ground ball to the shortstop, I mean, it doesn't really tell you the whole story. I'll tell you, they had caught a piece of Vogelsong in handcuffs.
Hit the bag.
It hit the bag, and that's what happened. It hit Crawford low in the heel. When that ball hits the bag, you don't know what it's going to do.
Yeah, it could go anywhere.
To get one out, that's a big deal.
Yeah, if Flowers isn't running, Jordan Danks has got a base hit. Sale is bounced out and struck out. And nothing in two.
Well, I don't think we're going to see any more fastballs the rest of this at night. I'm just throwing that out there.
I think Sale turned around to Buster Posey and said, I'll throw you a fastball if you let him throw me a fastball. So he did.
And that was a fastball. What do I know?
2-0 White Sox. You're a terrific cab driver. MLB TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, is celebrating 12 years. Join millions of subscribers. Watch every out-of-market game live in true HD on over 400 devices. Visit sfgiants.com for details.
Yeah, I agree with that. He is a good cab driver.
Here's Michael Morse. And he takes wide.
Pitch count not an issue for Sale as he comes into the seventh. That was number 77. And I think a lot of it has to do with what we talked about earlier in the game. Guys want to try and beat him early. Because of that, he gets a lot of quick outs. Outs within 3 pitches. Look, the guy's got 3 ways to strike you out, and I mean, they're all legit. Fastball, slider, changeup. You don't want to get down the count, a 2-strike count to him.
1-2. Foul back. So there, Morris had a pitch to hit, and it stays at 1-2.
Really, that fastball at 95. And he was on it.
Slings that one up there at 95. It's 2-2. Giants need a base runner or two. Morris drew a walk in the second. Out of play.
Giants trying to get on the board. They've been shut out 13 times this year. That's a lot.
Three and two.
And it starts to wear on you, especially when you're Ryan Vogelsong. He has really got hardly any run support, especially here at AT&T. They averaged 2.03 runs for him, and they haven't gotten anything for him tonight.
Got him. Double digits now in strikeouts. And here's Duvall, who struck out twice.
Sixth time this year that Sale has had double-digit home runs. Most he's had this year is 12. The most he's had in his career is 15. Ten strikeouts or more. I beg your pardon. I think I said home runs.
Here's Duvall, and Duvall takes high. 1 ball and no strikes.
So let me try that again. Sixth time this year he's had 10 or more strikeouts. There we go. Yep, she's got the K up for her, White Sox fan.
And Duvall's got a base hit. And that'll bring up Panic. So Panic, who singled in the 5th inning. Flowers is out to have a word with Sale. Chris Sale out of the stretch to Panic. And it's 0-1. And this pitch is down low. The left-handers have been a bit problematic for the Giants lately. Here's the 1-1 coming up to Panic. So what do they get? They get Danny Duffy right on Sunday.
Yeah.
They get Chris Sale today.
Yeah.
They got a lefty tomorrow, Jose Quintana. And then they got Cole Hamels on Friday. 2-2.
Good change up.
So strap it on, fellas.
Nobody says it's going to be easy, but it's the big league. You're going to see a fresh arm every day. 10-plus strikeout games, most since 2012. Well, Chris Sale in third place. Darvish Scherzer on top of it. All guys with great stuff.
Nice play by Flowers to keep it close. So Panic gets it to a 3-2 count. There's Crawford. Sale gets the sign from Flowers. Got him.
3-2 changeup. Just a lot of weapons.
So here's Crawford.
So Bobby Thigpen is the acting pitching coach tonight. Don Cooper is a bit ill, under the weather, so Bobby Thigpen is going to come in and basically say, listen, kid, I need some camera time, so I'm coming out here to talk to you. I don't really have a whole lot to say. Nobody in the bullpen. But people out here in the West Coast haven't seen me in a few years, so I just want to let everybody know I'm here.
Yeah, he just wanted to see his old teammate in college, Will Clark, to take a good look at him.
That's right. How about that group of guys? Thigpen, Will Clark, Jeff Brantley, all on that Mississippi State team. We got to the College World Series. Rafael Palmeiro might be on that club too.
Yeah, I think you're right.
That's a pretty good bunch, isn't it?
Here's Crawford. Crawford is struck out and he reached on a fielder's choice and he takes wide. 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, you better win if you got that group. And they did.
Yeah, they did.
Two and 0 to Crawford. Joaquin Arias has grabbed the bat, so he's on deck. Two and 0. 3-0.
2-0 changeup. I mean, that's the thing about Sale. I mean, he'll throw anything anytime. Of his 3 pitches, he believes in all of them. 2-0 lead, left-hander up there. He's throwing a 2-0 changeup.
So the Giants get a runner in scoring position for the first time since Pence tripled in the first. So here's Arias.
Yeah, but Ronald Belisario starting to head down to the White Sox bullpen.
Is that same Dodger Belisario?
Yes, it is.
So here's Arias.
Arias had a nice weekend in Kansas City. And the Giants could use him coming up now. They need a hit. They need to get something on that board. See Machi finishing off his warm-up throws.
So Arias trying to move the line along, get the Giants on the board here in the 7th.
Red Sox not backing up the outfield, pretty much straightaway depth.
And what does he throw? He throws a curveball and it's 0-1.
I mean, you're not going to look for it. So that's one pitch you are not going to look for. You're right-handed off of Chris Sale. You're going to look for 95 plus on the fastball, at least on the first pitch.
Duvall is at second. Crawford's at first. One and two.
And that was a 96-mile-an-hour challenge right there. I mean, he had a pretty good pitch to hit at, and I think that was by him. even when you're looking for it and you get it, it's not that easy to hit. It was really a great shot from behind home to see how deceptive his motion is.
2-2. This is our post-game live group. Mr. Lasky, Mr. Blue, Mr. Popham. 2 balls, 2 strikes. It'll be Abreu or Beckham. Side retired. No runs, a hit, 2 left. 8th inning coming up.
Copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
2-0 Chicago. It's been that way since the first. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change tune-up and brake experts.
Gene Machi, the new pitcher for Bruce Bochy, 53rd time that he's coming in. 6-1 with a 1.63 ERA. 49 2/3, just 2 home runs allowed. If you're allowing 1 home run per 10 innings, that's good. So to allow 2 home runs in almost 50 innings of work, that's fantastic. He's only given up to 34 hits and has only allowed 46 base runners in 49 2/3. All great numbers.
Piazza is 1 for 2, a single and a walk. And he has to jump out of the way. 1 ball and no strikes. Beckham and then Abreu. And a strike to even the count.
Good forkball on the 1-0 count.
In at third is Sandoval. 1-2.
Doesn't change that. Well, forkball, I should say. That is his off-speed pitch.
The fork change.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with.
And there's the opposite of the fork change. It's 2-2.
It's the high fastball. He's got 3 pitches he gives you. A fastball that goes low to mid-90s, little slider, and that fork. They need some runs. Big time concern for the offense right now.
Out of play.
And once again, the offense has let Ryan Vogelsong down. He pitched beautiful baseball tonight, just allowing the 2 runs in 7 strong innings, 3 hits allowed. Vogelsong struck out 5. He had 3 walks. Just fantastic job. The one hit that cost him was a 2-run shot in the first. All magnified when your team cannot get any runs for you.
Out of play. Two balls, 2 strikes. And he got him.
Yeah, I think it might even hit his leg as it went past him. Rough as that. Let's take a look. A little slider. And I think it did catch a piece. Watch his back leg. And through it all, Posey manages to hang on to it. See ya. It is Grateful Dead night. Jerry Garcia tribute.
Beckham takes low. He's 0 for 3. Lopez still in the bullpen. And the 1-0 is low. 2 balls and no strikes.
Just a little bit low.
Hit on the ground up the middle. Crawford to his left, spins, throws in the dirt, and Duvall digs it out.
Well, we're going to make that our forward right choice. Why not? It's a spectacular play. He got 3 days rest, and his legs look fresh tonight. Good range to his left. And the one rule of thumb is if you're going to miss low. Give your first baseman a chance to dig it out. And it looked like he had that in mind the whole time. 360 spin. And a nice dig out from Duvall on the backside. And Gene Machi's digging it.
So here's Abreu, 0 for 3. And first pitch strike, and it's 0-1.
Shows him that forkball right out of bed. Vogelsong pitched him well tonight.
Abreu to hit 3 ground balls. 0-2.
Two pitches, 2 forks. One thing Abreu will do, I mean, he will chase. But it's got to be quick.
Got him. Top of the order for the Giants. Pagan, Pence, and Posey, and then the Giants are hoping for 3 more after that. 2-0.
Right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area, Dave Feldman, Ahmed Fareed. We'll go to the Giants clubhouse for a reaction. Talk about the Raiders practice with the Cowboys. Got a little interesting today, and a Harbaugh sit-down. All that and more. Hyundai Sportsnet Central right after postgame live.
Chris Sale to go after Pagan, Pence, and Posey. This will be pitch number 102 coming up, and it's outside for a ball. Pagan dropped a single in front of Dunn to lead off the 6th.
I don't know if Robin Ventura, the skipper for the White Sox, is going to let Sale get back into a stretch. Anybody gets on, I think they're going to go to Penn. Zach Putnam, right-hander, getting greased.
And that ball caught Abreu. 1 out.
Pagan could have had 3 hits tonight.
So it goes.
So it goes.
And here's Pence.
Since he's come back, he's hit in every game. And this one, a nice play from Abreu to take away extra bases. Took him off his feet.
What are you going to do?
Keep hacking.
Here's Pence. Pence fouls it out of play.
Javier Lopez.
Kept foul, 0-2. He tripled in the first inning.
This is the first hit of the game for the Giants with 1 out in the first inning. Pence gets a triple. Just passes Danks. And all of a sudden the Giants down 2-0. You're thinking, all right, here they come.
Pence dribbles it foul.
A little bit of a base running mistake for Pence, and they didn't score. These girls, well, they love their Giants. You can just tell.
Pence strikes out for the 3rd straight time. That's 12 strikeouts. And here's Buster Posey.
Those 12 strikeouts matches season high now. The big roundhouse breaking ball.
And a big breaking ball for a strike, and it's 0-1.
That's such a nice feel of that slider.
Pablo Sandoval on deck.
So 3 pitches, 3 off-speed pitches, 2 sliders and a changeup, and Posey in a 1-2 hole.
And that pitch is a bit high, 2-2. Foul back.
And that's the first fastball of the at-bat.
And Buster Posey sees another fastball. And it stays at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Buster trying to get on for Pablo Sandoval. And that's off the shin guard of Flowers.
3 fastballs in a row, so that's pretty good at bat right here. A couple of guys who've been all-stars going at each other.
This will be the 8th pitch coming to Buster Posey. Foul down the right field line. Center field, right at Danks. And that'll end the inning. 9th inning coming up. It remains 2-0 Chicago.
Time now for our Honda Player of the Game, and Chris Sale will be that guy. I mean, he has been spectacular as advertised. Giants knew they were for a tough game, and he has absolutely handcuffed them. And through 8 innings, 4 hits allowed, a couple walks, struck out 12, and he did it with all 3 of his pitches: the changeup, the slider, and the fastball. Chris Sale, our Honda Player of the Game. That's a lot of strikeouts.
I find this a little interesting when it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and brake experts.
Javier Lopez, the new pitcher now for the Giants. 47th time he's come in. 26 2/3 innings in those 46 previous appearances.
Here's Paul Konerko. Mike and I were talking in between innings about if this were a National League game, then Adam Dunn would have been taken out after 6 innings for defense. As it turns out, he doesn't even hit. It's Konerko batting for Dunn. There's a strike at the knees. Another again, 2.
Well, it is a different game, no doubt. So many little things that are different about the leagues. DH.
And Konerko strikes out on 3 pitches. Stay tuned for the wrap. That's going to come up in just a bit. Mike will also talk about the game with Murph and Mac tomorrow morning on KNBR 680. So here's Ramirez. Ramirez is 0 for 2. Ramirez drew a walk in the 4th inning. He made a very nice play in the 1st, throwing out Hunter Pence. at home plate. And here's a called strike. Ramirez running up the bunt. No balls and 1 strike.
This guy's really turned into a good player with the glove and with the bat.
On the ground, it'll be Crawford. Take the tricky hop. Quick exchange.
Crawford has played a beautiful shortstop tonight. You can tell those 3 days that he got off have made all the difference in the world just in his legs. Got some spring back in him.
Here's Gillespie. And he takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Hit out to Pagan, and Lopez is going to have a 1-2-3 ninth. For the Giants, it'll be Sandoval to lead things off. 2 to tie, 3 to go home. Big play the Togo's way, and Adam Dunn in the first inning, the only scoring in the game, and that came after a close play at first that would have been a double play to end the inning. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and brake expert.
Jake Petrushka, the new pitcher for these White Sox, coming in for 50th time. He's got 8 saves on the year. And you're going to see some healthy stuff, folks. This guy's mid to high 90s with sink. He's also got a slider and a good changeup. There's more good stuff the Giants have seen a lot of lately.
Sierra's now in right field. So here's Sandoval, 0 for 3. And Petrushka throws. And it's a called strike, and it's 0-1.
White Sox have used a bunch of guys this year closing. Started off Matt Lindstrom, he went on the DL. Then Ronald Belisario was the closer for a while, and Petrushka is the guy who's inherited it now.
Sandoval fouls it out of play, so right off the bat, it's a quick 0-2. high. 1-2. And that's to the backstop. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mike mentioned the high velocity. 26 walks. He's coming right at you.
Heads up. Look out, Smoothie.
2 balls, 2 strikes. On the ground and a base hit for Sandoval. So here comes Morse.
Nice at bat, down the count 0-2. He rallies and goes opposite field and beats the shift.
So here's Morse, who's walked, popped out, and then Sale struck him out in the 7th. It's away from Flowers. 1 ball and no strikes. Travis Ishikawa's on deck. That would be for Duvall. One ball and no strikes. Out of play to even the count. That's 94 away to Michael Morse.
White Sox have set their defensive doubles defense in the outfield. They back the guys up. It's a very deep set in the outfield.
Up the middle and a base hit. Sandoval will stop at second. And here's Ishikawa.
Got to grind.
You got to grind.
A huge fan.
That is a huge fan.
See the exposed middle of the field. They had Ramirez, the shortstop, pulled over to the hole on the left side. Nice 2-strike at bat going back up the middle. Take a little swing out.
Duffy is going to pinch run for Morse.
And with the sinker ball out there at Petrushka, interesting to see what Bochy does here. He's got some options. Does he want to give up an out to move guys up?
Robin Ventura starts getting the bullpen to move around a little bit. So here's Ishikawa. Out of play, and it's no balls and 1 strike.
Right out of that sink. He was on it.
Well, the thing about Ishikawa, he will come off the bench swinging. Some guys, as pinch hitters, will maybe take a pitch or two, but not Ishikawa. Petrushka chasing Sandoval back.
17 blown saves this year for the White Sox. That's tied for 4th most.
Inside corner strike. It's 0-2.
This front door, that movement, so hard to hang in there. Better a 2nd strike and not a 3rd. At least you've seen it now.
Just inside, 1-2. Panic on deck. We're in the 9th. The look to second. The pitch. And a base hit into center field. Sandoval will stop at third, and the bases are loaded. And here's Panik. I think Ishikawa hit that one off his thumbs.
Well, you're right. It didn't make a noise, but he didn't care. Just a soft little lob out there to center field. And the table has been set. And for the first time tonight, we're seeing some smiles in that Giants dugout.
So Bobby Thinkford coming out.
He's going to give Zach Putnam a little chance to get heated up down in that White Sox bullpen.
There's Putnam. Panik is 1 for 3, lined out in the second, singled in the fifth, and then struck out in the seventh. So the Giants with pretty good speed at second, and Duffy, and he of course represents the tying run.
White Sox bring that outfield in now.
And it's outside to Panik. 1 ball and no strike.
Panik will make you work. He's a grinder. He's got a good eye.
If Panik were to pull one down the right field line, he could run forever. And it's high again, 2-0.
And now the fans are in this at bat even louder. And believe me, Petrushka can hear it.
Straight back. The White Sox really do not have a right fielder right now.
Sierra, the right fielder, is playing right in front of the gap. And you can see how much room there is over here. Get a ball down the line, this game's over. Well, maybe not with Ishikawa, but it'd be close.
And a ground ball. Beckham, double play. A run comes in. And Beckham just saved this game.
For now. But that was a remarkable double play. And you talk about stomach punching 42,000, or what's left of it. I mean, that's a seed. He goes to his belly, and for the second time tonight, he has come up with a brilliant flip. And Ramirez with a cannon comes across the bag and finishes off the pair, and that is magic, folks. Defensively, it does not get any better than that. Wow.
So now it's up to Crawford with the tying run at third, which would be Matt Duffy.
Well, that is a highlight play right there.
Well, given the situation, absolutely. So here's Crawford. And now if you're Duffy, you got to really be careful at third. And you have to make sure if this ball gets away from Flowers that you get a good break. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Flowers, the catcher, has had a good night blocking.
One and 1 to Crawford.
Front door and a low strike. Crawford not happy about it. Go inside and watch it come back.
One and 2. On the ground and a base hit, and this game is tied. How about that?
Giants down to their last strike. And Brandon Crawford coming up big, and we got a brand new ball game. Makes a mistake. That's too much strike zone ahead in the count. 1-2. And Crawford finds a hole, and not even Beckham can stop this one. And that for Giants fans is a thing of beauty. For Ryan Vogelsong, he is off the hook.
We're going to get a new pitcher. The Giants have tied it up here in the 9th, and we'll be back. Game here in the 9th inning. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and brake experts.
Zach Putnam, 35th time he's come in. Just got off the disabled list a week ago with a sore shoulder. He's 2-2 with a 2.29 ERA. A low 90s fastball and a good cutter. You're going to see a lot of cutters. He's also got a split. Basically, it's cutter, cutter, cutter.
Well, here's Blanco, and again, Triple's alley is covered, but down the right field line is not. If you're thinking about Crawford stealing, he's got 3 steals. And he's been caught 3 times. Something. He gave Blanco something to pull, and he pulled it foul.
I mean, it does make you think, because the natural cut on his fastball is going to be on that middle end part of the plate, working its way into a lefty. And the way that they have Moses Sierra out there in right center, I mean, with 2 outs, you know that Brandon Crawford is going to get a good jump. And Sierra has a very good arm. But still, the way that he is pulled off the line, if they were to get a ball down that right field line, it might be enough to score Crawford.
And Blanco goes around, so it's 0-2.
Well, it was the split. Well, that's a rally cap.
That is a rally thing of beauty.
I could have my cereal out of that thing.
Yep. You could flip coins in there. You could do a lot of things with that. Warren proudly. Attitude. 0-2 to Blanco. Sox are thinking that Crawford may be going. And the 1-2 to Blanco. And he got him, and that'll end the inning. Giants tie it up. We'll head to the 10th. It's 2-2. And coming out of the bullpen for the Giants is Santiago Casilla.
39th time that he has come in. 9 saves on the year, and it has always been a philosophy of Bruce Bochy that when you do get a tie game into the 10th inning, he brings his closer in. Edgar Blanco stays in the game. He's in left field. Michael Morse is out. Matt Duffy goes to second base. And Travis Ishikawa at first base.
So it'll be Tyler Flowers to lead things off. Flowers is 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch in the 7th. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. So first pitch breaking ball.
First pitch hanging breaking ball. The thing about Casilla, we have found out over the years watching the pitch, everything relaxes once he throws 1 strike. But until he throws that first strike, you do kind of hold your breath. And now things are good.
Vogelsong, Machi, Lopez, and now Casilla. So both Sale and Vogelsong end up with no decisions. Runs in tight, 2-2. And a breaking ball pulled foul. That one's a little better. Two balls, two strikes. Outfield straight away.
Just a little bit outside. Pretty good eye put on by Tyler Flowers. Remember, he swung at one of these early in the game. Just off the plate, about 4 inches of the cut.
Got him.
94 to knee high in the outside corner. The 8th White Sox hitter to go down by way of the strikeout tonight. 7 of them have been swinging this strike throughs. Actually 9th. I beg your pardon. I take the rally cap.
Here's Jordan Danks. In tight, 1 ball and no strikes. Two and 0. Danks with good speed, so if you're Casilla, you don't really want to walk him.
Well, he's 1 pitch away from doing it. So now Casilla going to take a little walk, gather his thoughts, have a conversation with that baseball.
Not close. Here's Moises Sierra. So we'll see if Jordan Danks has any ideas about stealing second. He's 3 out of 4 in that department. Sierra hitting at 233. Danks does not go, and that's a called strike, and it's 0-1.
Nice time to the slider on that outside corner. They got Sierra off the waiver wire this year from the Blue Jays in May. Sierra just about a year's big league time.
Down low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Crawford, Duffy, a double play depth. There's Diaz on deck. We're in the 10th. A strikeout and a walk here in the 10th. 0-2.
With Casilla, you get lots of different looks. I mean, he's got command of a lot of different pitches. And he understands the difference between the 2-seam and the 4-seam. And with him, it's really clear cut. They're different pitches. Big time different movement with the 4-seam fastball opposed to the 2-seam fastball. And the curveball, that little cutter you're looking at, slider, and then a changeup. So curveball in the dirt. Sierra not biting that time.
Two balls, two strikes. You keep an eye on Danks. He does not go, and that's 3-2.
Oh, good pitch. This coach is all over Field and Cobra saying, where was that? I set up in the outside corner. Pretty good pitch right there. That's a coin tosser where you could call it either way. But the fact that there's been a lot of 3-ball counts here from Casilla probably is why Cobra's called it a ball. He's not looking for strikes. 3 hitters, 3 3-ball counts.
Well, you figure now Danks will be going. He goes. And a base hit. Pagano get to it. Danks gets to third. And now the White Sox runners at the corner.
And here comes the top of the order. And the other thing, too, that Diaz brings up to the plate is speed. He's not an easy guy to double up. And they're going to talk about that right now. I mean, it's a pure strikeout situation for Casilla. And I think maybe the message that coach has given him is, look, you got an open base here. And you got a guy on the base or on deck who can hit into a double play a little more easier than this guy Diaz can. So go after him like every pitch is 0-2. Try and strike this guy out. Diaz has a pretty good eye. I mean, he's taken 61 walks this year. Or 30, I beg your pardon, 30 walks.
Sandoval in at third. And a strike, and it's 0-1.
You also have to talk about what you're going to do should there be a squeeze. Good curveball, and he gets him to bite. Now the pressure's on Posey, because if it goes down in the dirt with a breaking ball, it's going to bounce. Do you come back in the dirt with another curveball? Do you elevate above the hands with a fastball?
And 2. Runner goes, and they'll bluff the throw to second. So into second goes Sierra with a stolen base. And now it's 1-2.
And they're talking about the payoff pitch here, how they want to go after striking them out.
Danks at third, Sierra at second. It's 1-2 to Diasa. Hit on the ground. Duffy's got to come home. Posey's got it. They got him. Everything done correctly. Still runners at first and third. Now there's 2 out.
Now the White Sox going on contact with 1 out. Jordan Danks has got good speed. No hesitation there. They put the pressure on the kid, and an absolute strike from Matt Duffy. And Posey swings back and swipes the tag. And Danks had nowhere to go but to the glove. Good jump. He's anticipating contact. Boy, the Rook comes up with a big play.
Are they looking to see if Buster Posey gave him a lane? Is that what they're looking at?
That's what they're talking about. If you got the ball in front of home plate, I mean, you're good. And he has it in plenty of time, so he's come. This will not be turned. Overruled.
This replay review is presented by Xfinity.
Catcher got the ball in plenty of time. He had to position himself to put the tag on. This will not be overruled. If it was called interference, Bruce Bochy would lose his mind. And they're showing it here in the ballpark. And reaction from the crowd leads you to believe what's going on. But again, an opportunity to watch a perfect throw from Matt Duffy. Out.
So the hitter's going to be Beckham. The runner at third is Sierra.
Now here is where it's great to be Gordon Beckham, because they're not going to walk. There's no such thing as an open base when you got one of the best hitters in baseball on deck. So they are going to go after Beckham.
And a strike to Beckham.
Perfect cutter in the outside corner to jump ahead quickly 0-1.
And a base hit. And the White Sox take the lead on the hit by Beckham. And it's now 3-2.
And it came right back in the same pitch, and Beckham went out there and strong-handed it. He hooked it right into left field. Take a look at the location. Plant and drive, and he finds a hole. And there was nothing that Crawford could do.
So here's Abreu. And that, for Beckham, is his first hit in the ball game. He's now 1 for 5. So Abreu comes in. He's 0 for 4. And this is rolled foul. And a new bat for Abreu.
Gilbert Ewing, your third base coach, making a play.
Belisario is up in the bullpen. That dinged Buster Posey. It's 0-2. So the Giants trying to keep this deficit at 1 run. They will have the top of the lineup coming up.
He got right back in there, and Posey just took one right off the mask.
And 2. And that'll end the inning. Again, the Giants have work to do. Pagan, Pence, and Posey coming up.
Comcast Sportsnet wants to honor the epic feat of Dwayne's only home run, and you can call Type Shot. Record yourself calling the home run, post it on Instagram, and add the hashtag #CallKypeShot. The best entry gets 2 tickets to the August 29th Giants game, and the Giants take on the Brewers. You get to meet Dwayne, and you get a Kite bobblehead. So warm up those vocal cords right now, and enter 3-2 White Sox in the bottom of the 10th inning, and begin. It is rally cap time.
So Pagan's going to lead things off. Putnam stays out there. He struck out Blanco to end the 9th. Pagan has a hit in 4 trips. Abreu took a hit away from him in the 8th inning. And he skies this one into center field on the first pitch. So Pagan's retired. And that'll bring up Hunter Pence. Pence 1 for 4. He's struck out his last 3 times up. And he takes outside for a ball, 1-0. Buster Posey on deck, 1 out.
Giants get Sergio Romo going in the bullpen. Right now, it's all about the guy in the box.
Tapped, foul. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Let that split up. game. That's the last thing you want to do with any off-speed pitch, is leave it up.
Two and two. Get up the middle. Ramirez better hurry, and they got him. 2 down. This game went to the 10th. Giants picked up a run on this play, but Beckham really saved the day because the Giants had had base runners all over the place with nobody out. And then with 2 outs, Crawford tied the game with a base hit.
And that's one of the best double plays we've seen all year. And what a time for the White Sox to turn it.
Here's Buster Posey with Pablo Sandoval on deck.
Cutter.
One ball and 1 strike.
And that's what he wants his split to look like. That's a pretty good 1-0 pitch right there. And he showed it to Posey in the first time, so that'll definitely go in the database.
Buster Posey trying to get it to Pablo Sandoval, who's on deck. And a base hit to left field. So the Panda will get a shot.
Came back in with another split, so the one that he saw was definitely a lesson learned, and he beat him with it the second time he threw it.
Sandoval had a base hit in the 9th. He's 1 for 4. Triples Alley again is being protected. Line to left, and this one is caught by Diaza, and that's the ball game. Well, the Giants did just about everything right, except they come up short.
It's unbelievable when you got a little snake bite going, how things that seem small become so big, and then great defense tonight by the White Sox really was the difference in this game, and the losing streak continues.
Final score, White Sox 3, Giants 2. Esurance Giants post-game live with interviews in the wrap.